Peace and blessings, everyone. I'm going to talk about something that's been irking me over the last week. And on the face of it, it's going to seem real petty, especially put in contrast with what I usually speak of, the problems in this world or whatnot. But the reason for me speaking of it, because I think if we look deeper at it, that what we see is it's indicative of the world situation. And what it's going to show is a lack of staying in truth, uncompromising truth at all times, at all point in times, with every single situation. So what is, last weekend there was a football game. The game was between the Chargers and the Broncos. Now, during this game, during close to the end, there was a controversial play where the Denver quarterback had actually fumbled the ball, but the referee had ruled it an incomplete pass. So, because of the rules and how to set up, once the referee blows his whistle, then the play is dead, and you can't do anything after that. Okay. Now, the controversy is that there's just this big hubbub of how this referee, Ed Hochuli, it was his fault that the Chargers lost the game. People are saying that he should be fired, he shouldn't be allowed to referee no more, suspended for some time, fined, whatever. And they're blaming on his ref like it is his fault that they lost this game, which is not the truth. It is not the truth that it is his fault that they lost the game. Is it the truth that he made a mistake? Yes, it is the truth. And he admitted to the mistake. But is it his fault that they lost the game? No, it's not. And this is how we look, and we can look at this in many different ways. For one, if the league is concerned about making sure that a referee gets every single call, then every referee fails every single game. Because on every single play, there is a transgression that takes place. There's a lineman that's holding somewhere. There's something going on that could cause a flag to be thrown, but it's not. Every single play, there's something going on where a referee could throw a flag. So they're failing in doing their job and refereeing the game. Every single play. Every single play. All right, now, going to this specific game. The reason he is not responsible for them losing, because they had a chance to win that game after this mistake. Let's start from the time he threw the flag, from right there. He blew the whistle. They challenged it. All right. Now, at that point on, it was the Chargers were still ahead. They were still leading in this game. So from that point on, it was their job as a team, as a football team, to prevent the other team from scoring. It don't matter if they got another 4 tries. It is their job as a football team to prevent the team from being successful no matter how many plays the other team has. Another thing is, when he blew his whistle and they threw the challenge flag and they went back to review it and he realized he made a mistake, well, it was the NFL's fault that they prevented him from righting that mistake. Because it was part of the rules that once he blew his whistle, it was dead. He couldn't do anything about it. He admitted to his mistake, he realized his mistake, but it was out of his hands to right that mistake. There was time there available for him to right that wrong. But the NFL took it out of his hands to allow him an opportunity to right the mistake then and there. And so you would wonder why they even would put in a system where you can challenge something being wrong to have the opportunity to correct it. Yet in some situations, you don't have the opportunity. So that is the league's fault. They prevented him from righting the wrong. That is the truth. Then after that point, okay, so the league prevents him from righting the wrong. Well, once again, the Chargers were ahead. Denver had 4 tries to try to score a touchdown. The thing is, they had to score a touchdown. It was San Diego's job to prevent them from scoring a touchdown. So San Diego ends up scoring a touchdown. So, I said Denver, right? Scored a touchdown. So San Diego failed that aspect. Now, when Denver scored the touchdown, they were still down by 1. So of course, after that point, you go for the extra point. So it comes once again for the team to prevent that team from scoring the extra point. Now, this is rarely done. An extra point is usually has a very high success rate. But Denver didn't go for the extra point to tie the game to send it overtime. Instead, they decided to try to win the game. So they went for a 2-point conversion. Now, 2-point conversion has a very low success rate, right? Very low success rate. So once again, it's up to San Diego to prevent Denver from scoring a 2-point conversion. But what happens? They failed. They failed in preventing a very low percentage play from happening. They failed in stopping it. So Denver scored and they were ahead, right? They were ahead to win the game. San Diego had ample opportunity to prevent Denver from beating them. San Diego lost that game. Ed Hochuli did not lose that game for them. They lost that game. And before that happened, before that mistake happened, where he made a mistake, it was up to them to prevent Denver from scoring. But they did not prevent Denver from scoring. And they did not score enough points where it didn't matter if Denver scored a touchdown, they would still be ahead. San Diego failed in their job. It never comes down to referee. I coach basketball, and I always tell my kids, it's never the referee's fault. You never get upset about the referee, because when it comes down to it, it's all about what you do. If you prevent the other team from scoring, and no matter how many mistakes the referee makes, if you're up far enough. Another thing is the mistakes that the referee makes on you, they're going to make on other teams. So in the end, it's going to balance out. You know, you don't get upset about the referee. You have to adjust to the referees, because the referees aren't going to adjust to you. And like I said, I believe this is indicative of the lack of this world, this society, in focusing on uncompromising truth at all points and places and situations. It's not being done here. And like I said, that from this simple thing of this football game, it's a microcosm of the world condition. And when you expand it from out of this football game, it becomes a big problem in this world. And that's the reason for this suffering and pain in this world, because we don't apply uncompromising truth to every single thing. And we must do that. God bless everyone. Peace and love.